Yeah, so this is a review of season 6, episode 6, No Second Prances.
Um, I, most of my comments are early. As it picks up in the later bit of the episode, there's not as much to talk about. It becomes more concentrated, but some details in the front part of it were interesting. I like the way they decorated the dining room. Lots of flowers, makes it less sterile. Gives it less of a super villainy vibe. I looked back at the episode and Rarity was in charge of that, which it chose to an extent with all the little bits of cloth here and there draped around to, give it,
soften it up a bit.
Yeah, less cold.
Yeah.
Starlight and Celestia get their own tapestries.
Okay, so I get why Celestia has a tapestry, but why Starlight?
I know, right? Starlight is no princess. Starlight is just Mary Sue.
Think she has one for everyone she knows, so she can just, whenever she has a different dinner guest, she can just slap it up there.
That would make sense. Then where is the Trixie? Then where is the Trixie one? Oh, right. She doesn't like me, you bitch. I mean, what?
Twilight has her own buttmark branded dinnerware for special occasions.
Silver or sold separately?
Actually, I've seen that at work. So I think they actually sell those.
Wow. Eat off my butt.
No, you just need to eat off her cutie mark. Because, she's all self-righteous and self-absorbed and, oh, I'm a princess now, so everything should be about me. I'm not bitter.
Trixie bitter? What are you talking about? That can't be true. Starlight
I'm great and humble Trixie now.
Starlight foreshadows her immediate jump to magic without listening to Twilight. She's looking to over-deliver by going quickly, perhaps seeking for approval. She hasn't built an internal structure of identity, so she needs scaffolding from others.
Yes. You will love me now and forever.
Celestia's playing hose off with Twilight reforming Starlight, but still wants to check in on her. Which is...
You heard Celestia reforming Twilight.
Yeah, I just wrote this last night. Making a new friend in a day would man, I wrote this when I was tired. Making a new friend in a day would be a bit tough anywhere other than Ponyville, the quote-unquote friendliest place in Equestria. Starlight really goes for the dark comedy. An outlet for the writers, possibly. With her enslave all of Ponyville remark.
Nothing wrong with enslaving.
Perhaps another sign of her insecurity and not knowing exactly who she is anymore. Trying to figure that out. Starlight immediately jumps to magic to fix problems she sees with Mrs. Cake and Big Mac. Too much time bending others to her will. She's basically been playing friendship on God mode. She had them, but it was a bit
You will love me. That's basically how she's been. You will love me and despair.
Yep. I did like Big Mac's talking fit, though.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
I did love that.
I love Why am I water so intolerant?
Anytime you get to hear extraneous communication from Big Mac is a good thing.
That was hilarious.
Chatty Mac is my favorite.
Rarity is right, and the first impressions are important, but it doesn't seem like her, though, to leave it at a hat from the clearance bin. She was willing to make a dress for 3 weeks, but it's like, I would think she would have offered to lend her one of her own.
Yeah?
Most full-grown mares are roughly the same size. I mean, they appear to be roughly the same size, so...
I mean, she uses the same one, and she doesn't generally have to take measurements that often with people, ponies, whatever.
Dash is shocked about her not knowing the Wonderbolts, and we get that face. Also, she seems to now break the sound barrier with no real effort now. More Wonderbolt training? She just blinks out at, high speed whenever she feels like it.
She's been playing with Flash, and I don't mean Sentry.
Each displays their own place where they find friendship. You see each of them. You've got Applejack finds friendship with Big Mac. Through family. You get Pinky, who makes friends at work with Miss Cake. Let's see, who else was there? Rarity. Rarity shows her own theories of making friends and making good first impressions. You see where each of them finds a place to make friends.
Yeah.
Someone other than Fluttershy, beloved by Angel? Blasphemy.
That is blasphemy, but maybe it wasn't Angel. Maybe it was Satan.
Maybe it was, Gabriel Bunny or Castile Bunny or something like
Michael.
that. Michael Bunny.
Yeah.
Mikhail.
We see her show her insecurity again. If I can't make friends here, there must be something wrong with me. So, you're seeing more of her own problems come to the surface. Interesting that Trixie and Starlight deal with stress differently than Twilight pre-cadence breathing technique. They go to the spa,
Hey, spa is nice. Although I've never been. I just hear it's nice.
Trixie likes the spa because she gets doted on. I, on the other hand, do not. I'm not big on the touchiness.
Yes.
Or the nudity.
We get the strawberry pick. She's laying at the table. We see the strawberry pick. It's an actual utensil. It's invented to dip strawberries in cream and also to sell more flour.
Sold separately.
Exactly. It's the, weird colored blind bag pony just to sell more blind bags.
Yep.
Apparently, after friendships, war placement is the next greatest magic.
Excuse me. Next greatest magic, it is the first. Friendship comes second.
I mean, she is from
Camelot. Magic is the next great magic. Yes, darling, you have to know exactly what each silverware item does. Otherwise, you look like a complete fool. I mean, what if you use the salad fork for your meat?
Don't worry, I would never use the salad fork for my meat. I don't eat salad.
Oh, I'll use my salad fork for your meat.
Ow. Let's see. Twilight Smile reminds me of Scars in The Lion King. When she's talking to Trixie about second chances, and they're talking, and she does that smile creep.
That's what it made me think of. Yeah, that whole eye and smile thing. It's like, I don't know. I love that.
It's good to see Twilight giving room to her student, though it'd be wise to warn her somewhat. Trixie the humble brag.
I liked what Trixie did to the silverware.
Of course.
I loved how she used the color scheme to her advantage.
Forgiveness is easier than learning to trust again, though some may consider trusting again true forgiveness. Trixie confirmed jealous of Twilight. It was always kind of implied, but now it's been directly stated.
Well, she becomes princess. She gets everything, and then ruins everything. Why would I be jealous of that? I mean, really.
Yeah, Trixie just gets the occasional booty call.
What?
What?
Nothing.
Who do you call are you talking?
Sorry, Trixie sounds like a strip. Sorry, Trixie just sounds like a stripper name.
That was one time. And he may not talk much, but I didn't hear him complain anyway. I mean, what?
We see Bush Twilight again, being not so subtle in her disapproval of Trixie, and giving...
I think subtle ran out the door.
Yeah. It's good to see Violet.
Trixie makes nobody subtle. Nobody can be subtle around Trixie.
It's good to see Vinyl and Derpy and Cranky around. It's nice that they're keeping them in there. When we get to the trick, I can think of a much better, safer way to do the same thing without, without the problems. Use a dummy and slip out the side of the cannon and have Starlight transfer her directly into the box.
Yeah, but Twilight wouldn't go into the cannon for me. I mean, what?
And, or just have her slide down the cannon. You do a bunch of fanfare, and then she moves around to the back of the stage while there's a bunch of fanfare. Slips back around to the back of the stage, gets in the back of the box, and then they fire the dummy into the Manticore, and then boom, done. Trixie's being a bit scummy, manipulating Starlight like that. In some ways, Twilight was right to have reservations about her. But this is an episode where nobody is being perfect. Nobody gets it all right.
It was an intended manipulation. Not completely.
It was just a bonus.
Yeah, just destroying, ruining, showing I was better than Twilight was just an added bonus. You can't blame me for that.
Well, yes, I can.
You can't. I actually liked her.
And then we get to the, I would say, the controversial bit of this episode. So
yeah,
she's still going to fire herself into the Manticore without Starlight's help. Yeah, let's call it a leap of faith. Um,
Yeah, there's a
yeah.
lot of debate on forums about that, like saying, well, maybe she wanted to kill herself, or maybe it was a leap of faith. It's like it's a show, so I don't really care.
I just if well, Discord screwed up with his first friend. Why can't I?
Yeah.
I'm he's still new with this friendship thing, and unlike Starlight, Trixie didn't have a guiding Twilight for that.
We kind of the good summary of what Twilight's dealing with in this episode, learning not only to be a student of friendship, but to be a teacher of friendship. When I first came to Ponyville, Princess Celestia gave me room to make my own decisions and my own friends. I need to give you the same freedom. I shouldn't have tried to pick and choose your friends for you. Just like me, you have to make your own decisions and your own friends. So,
Yeah.
It kind of
Make your own
sums up
friends, even if they're manipulative, conniving backstabbers.
Trixie is not conniving backstabber. If Trixie stabs someone, it will be from the front.
Well, just feel that for you.
Trixie finally gets some praise from Twilight. Which is something I guess she always really wanted. Don't worry about what's on the notes. I wrote that very oddly. I didn't proofread this. I just kind of wrote ideas as they came in. She, that was one of her, to get praise from her. That was big for Trixie. Cranky finally asked the question we all wonder. How do you get your hair to do that all the time?
Cranky Doodle asking the real questions, the only questions that matter.
Celestia was wasted somewhat in this episode. She didn't really do anything.
Celestia is usually wasted in the episodes.
She's
just
at least
basically a catalyst.
No,
she's just
I think that's the reason why she's acting like. No, yeah, that's the reason why she was acting like that in the episode, because she finally realized, wait, I'm a background character.
Yeah. She is a background pony. She's more of a
finally
background pony than
it.
Applejack.
But getting down to the brass tacks and what, I'll go back to that, what I was saying. Celestia was wasted somewhat in this episode, yes. They could have had her show up more, but it was good to have her learn it on her own. Sometimes all ponies need is a second chance, but it's really hard to trust again. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes they are sincere about reformation. This is a story of two ponies with insecurities trying to heal up old wounds that sting at the touch, and deal with overcoming distrust in those that know of their past. That's basically the story in a nutshell.
And bonding over common mistakes.
Mistakes of commonness.
I mean,
they're all commoners.
Who hasn't screwed up and enslaved an entire village? I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, technically, if you look at it, Twilight enslaved all of Ponyville with her Want to Need It spell.
Yeah.
Well, technically, the doll enslaved them.
No, she enslaved them with the spell.
Yeah.
It was her spell. She's the one who enslaved them. It's just they had a different master than her. She was the one. She was the puppet master behind it all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who hasn't really accidentally enslaved an entire village? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know why I'm gonna like watch older episodes of Trixie in it, but for some reason Trixie's voice sounded different to me.
It was toned down a little.
Okay, so I'm not okay. So
And
it's not just me then.
only a little. And you're used to my Trixie, and my Trixie isn't quite smack on to the actual Trixie. So you've gotten used to my Trixie, and you're not used to the real Trixie anymore.
Oh,
The changelings have won.
So the Manticore, do you think it's the same one in the first episode of season 1 or episode 2? Sorry, episode 2. Was it? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Maybe.
That's nice to see a return of the Manticore because I don't think we've actually seen another one since then.
I think it showed up one more time earlier, but I don't remember when it was.
Yeah.
I wonder what ponies taste like.
Kind of like chicken.
I think it'd be more
It's
like
like-
beef.
I am not a chicken.
I would think.
No, I would have loved if Trixie said when she was flying through the air into the Manticore's mouth, "I hope I give you indigestion."
Yeah, I think it would be more like really lean beef.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because they have pawned it off, horse meat, as beef. Some people have at some points.
Yeah.
So
Like
Yeah, there's a whole
like in that
IKEA
UK
thing a while
thing.
back ago.
I think it was like a year or two ago.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I gotta imagine they taste fairly similar, considering they're similar animals.
Let's see. So I guess does this mean we're gonna see more of Trixie in future episodes?
It
I
does,
hope so.
and it
Trixie needs more FaceTime.
well, it does allow them to bring her in whenever they want, because she can just be touring and loops back around.
Yeah, that
Like,
or
hey, I'm in town and I need to see my BFF. Sorry, Twilight, I'm kidnapping your
or-
buddy.
will will Starlight go on tour with her?
I doubt she'll go on tour with her. I mean, they seem to be wanting to make her, basically get to start over teaching somebody friendship.
Main 7.
Yeah. Trixie was
sorry.
there first.
Sorry, fine. The main 9.
Yeah.
10. You missed the chicken. I'm not a chicken, damn it.
Yeah, true.
Well, I mean, it would have been interesting if they had, instead of it being Starlight who's being the one who's being taught, if they'd chosen to work Trixie in there instead. That would have been interesting.
Yes, because Trixie needed love too.
It's kind of funny.
And then
So
Tyler tried to take
like
her
on
only
her-
friend away.
enslaves a town. I was like, Starlight Glimmer enslaves a town, completely screws up history several times. Oh, just I forgive you, I trust you now. Trixie just did some bad stuff. It's like I don't trust you and I never will.
Trixie enslaved a town, but she was under the influence of an evil spell.
Yeah, and yeah, that still
yeah,
kind of
I'm
proves my
horrible.
point.
Trixie is a horrible person because she allowed herself to be influenced by an powerful evil. She just was angry at one pony and decided to enslave an entire town and then eradicate all of history. But yeah, let's make her my student. I'm not bitter.
I
mean, she was already established. She was already
there's...
there. They could have. That would have been so much easier to.
Exactly. And I mean, even at least Twilight's just upset because Trixie outdid her at points. Almost outdid her. She became a prince. She became an alicorn. That's not fair. That's cheating.
There's specifically of the show in itself that makes me think some deep, dark, evil secret to alicorns in themselves. Like the fact that the amulet that turns Trixie evil is called the Alicorn Amulet. And also the fact that Twilight and Celestia plus Luna can all use dark magic relatively easy.
Yeah.
Well, it's said that an alicorn is all three magics in one. So it's an all-encompassing power, not only of good, but of evil. Light, dark, light and dark, all in all three species, all three races.
Yep.